Alright, so this is the first video I'm going to properly do. Hopefully it's of some value to whoever is watching it. But yeah, so we're gonna go over 5 ways to get ahead in a third world country, and more specifically Jamaica. And at least these are some of the things that I've done. Alright, so I won't keep you guys waiting. Alright, so the first thing is saving USD. Alright, so in Jamaica, one USD is valued at $160 to $162 right now. And as much as it's easier to get by with using the local currency, I think there is a psychological benefit in terms of saving when you use the US dollar, especially because it's stronger, obviously. So we all know that a dollar can get you whatever a dollar can in the US, right? And or a dollar can get whatever a dollar can get us in Jamaica. Now, without putting the currency to it, $1 is $1. So it's a thing where when you save in US and you live here, that dollar that you spend in Jamaica can get you a lot further. So there's a lot of psychological. What's up?
What are you talking about?
5 ways to get ahead in Jamaica.
Are you using ChatGPT?
Not fully. I gave it the points and then I kind of extrapolated them. So yeah, I'm doing 5 ways to get ahead here. Say hi. How is the drink?
It's good. Oh, you have a mic?
Yeah, I do have a mic. It's on me.
He's a really good bartender, so maybe that's a way for him to get ahead in Jamaica.
That's crazy. All right. But essentially, when you save in USD and that $1 can do way more for you, it changes your whole mindset, especially as it relates to saving. And you'll see that, hey, the dollar that I have can get me X versus if I'm supposed to have a dollar worth of the next currency. And essentially, if you have $1 million, if you're trying to save $1 million in JMD versus you're trying to save $1 million in USD, granted, one is obviously going to be a lot harder, but without the currency attached to it, $1 million is $1 million. And you'd rather have your goal and your mindset towards saving for $1 million US. So, jumping over to my second point, outsourcing. And not only should you be outsourcing yourself, but then you should also be outsourcing a lot of the roles and the tasks that you have to other places. So, first of all, minimum wage in Jamaica, as the time of recording, which is December 10th, 2025, is about $400 an hour, or a little bit over $300 an hour. I'm not fully sure, but last time I heard it's about $16,000 to $17,000 a week. That's $100 a week, right? That can't really do much, And it was a mindset shift for me when I found that out, because I'm like, hey, here I am, literally spending 12K buying whether it's alcohol or food or going out to dinner, and that's, I'll spend 2 weeks worth of someone's pay in one night, you know, and it's humbling, but then it also puts you in a place of gratitude, because you're like, hey, I should be grateful. And granted, everyone's situation is their situation, and everyone's reality is their reality. But at the end of the day, you should always be grateful for what you can and can't do. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So, outsourcing yourself and outsourcing your tasks, right? For example, if you're starting a digital agency in Jamaica, one of the best things I could tell you to do, especially when it comes to time, quality, efficiency, all of that combined, even to say increasing your profit margins, is to outsource things on such things like Fiverr or Upwork, or even finding other marketplaces where people can do certain creative tasks, because if you charge your Jamaican client, you know, I don't know what the going rate is, but let's say you charge them 20K for their monthly retainer to manage their social media, you could probably pay someone elsewhere maybe like, I don't know, 10K. So without you technically having to do the work, you just profited 10K, and then that would allow you to scale because your time wouldn't be tied up in, making the creative content. So I would always recommend outsourcing, alleviating a lot of your time so that you can be as efficient as possible while also scaling as big as possible, because there's only 24 hours in a day, right? And every minute someone else may make more money than you per minute. And obviously the end goal isn't always just money, but you know I think everyone that's watching this video kind of understands the fact that money solves a lot of problems, not all your problems, but money solves money problems, and it definitely gives you a sense of peace and freedom that I think everyone would want. So yeah. And as it relates to like outsourcing yourself, I would say, if it is that you can acquire a job while living here elsewhere, you're gonna get paid way more. And then on top of that, going back to what I was saying in terms of saving in USD, right? You're getting paid in USD, right? So your dollars would go a lot further and you would see way more benefit living in a third world country, making foreign currency. It's the same concept that a lot of other digital nomads have, who live in Bali or, you know, other places in the world. It really gives you a sense of freedom and just peace. It really does. Okay, so next thing, all right, which is our third point, is network. More specifically to Jamaica, we call it links, right? Networking is super, super, super. Waiting for this truck to take a sip. Networking is super important. Your network is your net worth, literally. I have my personal life where literally some opportunities, deals, availability for cash flow, all sorts of things have literally came down to a lot of the people that I know. And then even not just getting them, but then even being able to execute on them literally comes down to the people that you know. Okay. At the end of the day, it's always best to get done what you can in this growth space with as little effort and resources as possible. So having the right people around you to help you with that definitely is a big thing. The next thing is invest. Investing in a third world country is something that the locals of that country don't tend to do very often. And more times than not, capital gains in said country, whether it's Jamaica or a lot of other countries, it's not taxed. So if it is that you invest your money in a place that is technically not as developed and 99% of the population isn't doing that same thing, you really don't have as much competition, and the opportunity for growth in whatever it is that you invest in is way greater. So it would always be a good idea to invest as much as you can. And at least for in Jamaica right now, real estate has been one of the main things that have been booming. If you watch my last video, you'll see that I said I'm looking to pick up a few apartments as investments, and you can see already where that's going to be going, whether it's Airbnb or other form of short-term rentals or even having long-term rental clients, right? Not only will I be gaining capital in terms of cash flow, but then the equity within that property will be going up. So then I can even roll that over and flip it into something greater. So yeah. And the fifth thing, right? I don't know how long I've been recording for, but the fifth thing is to travel. All right. If you live in a third world country, if you were born, raised here, whatever it is, if you've been spending majority of your life here working, I would always implore you to travel. There is something special, there is something grandiose about opening up your mindset through seeing what's possible elsewhere, right? And a lot of people haven't been exposed to certain things, which would not open their mind to the possibilities of how much life can grow or how far you can push life. Granted, YouTube is free. There are a lot of other free resources on the internet. And if you consume enough of that in a healthy way, it could always open up your mind in a way that would, say, push you to want to do more or achieve more, or just not willing to settle for little to nothing or the current situation that you're in. Even there's someone in the construction architectural space. I don't know if some of the people that will be watching this know this, but his name is Kenedo Nesbitt. He travels to China, he travels to a bunch of other different countries for inspiration, and when you do that, it gives the opportunity for the country, in this case, more specifically Jamaica, to expand and grow in a way that it wouldn't have otherwise. I'm not going to tell you to go and copy and paste another man's work, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. And additionally, there's always room for improvement and growth and something new. So why not? Those are five of the things that, I've kind of implemented in my life that has opened up my mind and the opportunities that come my way. And the more you go down that path is the more you're going to see, hey, this is really the way life should be lived. Just giving yourself the opportunity to expand and to grow in a way that you wouldn't have before without doing these things. Yeah, so this was a short video. I don't know how long I've been recording. As I said, I can't even see the monitor, but this is a video of 5 ways to get ahead in a third world country, more specifically Jamaica. So feel free to tell me what other videos that you would like to see.